Hey friends, welcome back to Simply Home and Harvest. On this channel, you get a little bit of home, a little bit of harvest. Today, you're going to get a little bit of both because we are just getting back from vacation and there's a lot to do around here. Now, we came back exhausted because we did a 7-day trip to Disney World and we did, I say 5 parks in 5 days back to back, rope drop to close. But we also added in Disney Springs in there the first day too. So that's kind of like a park in itself. So we came back really exhausted with a lot to do. So today is the second or third day back. Anyway, I'm starting to come around to reality and seeing that there's a lot of stuff that needs to get done. So I do need to get down to the garden. There's some weeding that needs to get done. I am excited to show you our tomato plants because they look so much better than they did when we left. Some of the other things in the garden, not so much. We might have to do a little work down there. But I do want to get that done this afternoon. And also I've got some rose bushes that I need to clean up a little bit. We have a chipmunk that has been digging holes in our mulch. He was digging before we left and he really dug while we were gone. I guess he thought, their way, I'm just gonna tear it up. So we've got some of that to take care of, to do a little maintenance too. But I do want to get dinner going for us first. And we have a very special house guest staying with us this week. She and Ella are gone right now for a little while. But I might introduce you to her when she gets back. Anyway, we are doing special dinners this week. I'm letting her pick what she wants. And Alex threw in, well, maybe you'd like to have homemade pizza. And she said, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So tonight I'm going to make some homemade pizza. And I think it's a recipe that you all have already seen. Was going to go back and look. But if I do have a video on it, I will add the link in the description box below. And if I don't, I'll still add a link to the recipe in the description box below. So you'll have that. So we're going to get that done. A few other things. Okay, so the first thing I'm doing is I'm measuring out 1.5 cups of warm water into our bowl. And then to that, we're going to add a teaspoon of our active dry yeast. And we're just going to sprinkle that right over the water here. We're going to let that sit for just a few minutes while we get our flour and our salt mixed together. We're going to use 4 cups of flour. This is all-purpose flour. This is a 1/2 cup scoop I've got. So I'm going to try to get it as accurate as possible. Next, we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of salt. I just think I'm going to do this by hand today. I don't think I'm going to pull out the stand mixer for this. Let's see if we can get it done that way. And then we are going to 1/3 cup of olive oil. Drizzle that in our flour and salt mixture. Now I'm using my Danish dough whisk. I absolutely love this. I wasn't sure how I would like it when I first got it. I got it for Christmas this year. I'd seen a lot of other YouTubers using this that I follow and I love it. So if you do a lot of baking, should definitely pick one of these up. Now I think mine was ordered off of Amazon, but I recently saw these at Hobby Lobby, so you could probably find them just about anywhere now. All right, that's incorporated. We're gonna give our yeast mixture just a gentle stir here, get that incorporated. And now we're just gonna add this to our dough. I'm just gonna do it slowly. Now we're going to get a workout. This mixed together. I don't know if I mentioned I'm using the Pioneer Woman recipe not pie crust, but she does have a good pie crust recipe. I'm using the Pioneer Woman recipe for pizza crust because I have found it to be one of our favorites. I've used several different recipes before for pizza crust, and this one just seems to be the one that everybody likes the most. Next thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna drizzle a little bit more olive oil over this. And we're just gonna toss it in that olive oil and get it into as much of a ball as we can. Now, my dough is always a lot stickier than it seems the picture shows, but it will turn out. So if your dough is really sticky, just have faith, and you can always add a little bit more flour if you need to, but most of the time, it will turn out all right. All right, so I'm gonna cover this with a towel. We're gonna let it sit for a while, probably up to about 2 hours. You could also refrigerate this for up to 2 days if you want to make it ahead of time, which I always say is a good idea, but I never do. So one day, I'm gonna get organized. I'm gonna do that ahead of time, but not today. So today we're gonna let it rest for a couple of hours while we go outside and do our work. And then hopefully when we come back in, it will be doubled in size and ready to make our pizzas. Okay, so we'll start on this side first, and today it's another windy day, so I don't know how much I'll be able to use the tripod, but I wanted to show you some of the corn that's starting to come up. You'll see there's a shoot there and there. I'm not sure how many Tim planted, but it looks like we've got at least half of what he's planted already up. There's one too I almost stepped on. So I'm gonna get in here and get some of these weeds up. I will have to be careful weeding over here with the corn. I don't want to disturb anything, so actually I might not weed right here unless I do it by hand, just because I don't want to accidentally get one of those corn shoots. And then we have our squash. Now the squash don't look much different. Now they are, well, I say that, but I like the color of these leaves that are emerging much better than the lime green. So I'm glad to see some dark green on there. Dark green is my favorite color in the garden. It always makes me think that things are a lot healthier and getting what they need. That one's got a darker green leaf too. So this is our squash. It looks okay. I think it's gonna be all right. We're just gonna leave it alone. That's got some green, dark green leaves coming out as well. And then I don't remember planting anything in this row, but over here is where we put our little cucumber seedlings, and they're looking better than they were a couple of days ago when we got home. So I'm gonna leave them alone too. I think that they are starting to get their nourishment, and I think they're gonna be okay as well. That one's not looking so good. Neither is this one. So we might have to replace a couple, which is okay. I suspected that. But we'll just watch those for the next few days. And then our next row, we have our radishes, which I came back very pleasantly surprised. Obviously, radishes grow a lot quicker than most anything else in the garden. And you can see we've got some rather large radishes already. There's one even bigger on this side. Let's see if I can get an angle where you can see it. Look at that already. So that's exciting, and that will go really well with our salad. I'm so excited to see lettuce. I didn't think the lettuce was going to take, and I was very disappointed. So you see it got washed out a lot from the rain, but got some beautiful, I want to say this is either the butter crunch lettuce or the black seeded Simpson. I'm not sure, either way. Good lettuce, so I'm excited about that. We had planted some beans, and I see one, oh, here's one trying to peek out. Let's help it a little bit. 1, 2, 3, there's the third one in this row. So we got 3 bean shoots, and then we had a whole row of beans that we planted here. And I don't see as many as I'd like to see, so I might have to go back in and replant. Let's see, here's one. And here, okay, so we have 3. That might be one there. But I heard that while we were gone, we got very, very heavy downpours of rain and a really bad storm. So I'm wondering if it didn't wash away a lot of our beans. But that's okay. We can always go back and replant That's not a problem at all. So that's what the one side of our garden is looking like right now. It will look so much better when I get here and weed. And we planted some wildflowers on this side. I'm not sure what's going on. Looks like, oh, there's a couple there. Not too many have taken. All right, so coming right along to this side with our tomato plants. And they are looking great. Very, very happy to come home and see them standing. That was exciting enough, but to see them looking this dark green, beautiful color and how they've spread out and they've grown, just thrills my heart. I'm so excited. Like I said, they'll really stand out once I get in here and weed a little bit. But that's what's going on with our tomatoes. Uh-oh, we got one down. I do need to get in here and stake them. Not today, but I'll have to stake them. That one's going to have to probably go ahead and get a stake in it. Or on it, not in it. We don't want to kill it. Okay, I went ahead and got a temporary stake on this one just to hold it up. That will help it a lot until we can get a more permanent situation there. And then this is a tomato plant that's not looking too good. But our peppers look okay. They're looking decent. It's going to be a while before we see fruit on these seedlings, I think. And that happens when you plant from seed. It takes a little bit longer. That's okay. They will come along in their time. But our onions, let's just talk about these onions for a second. Once I get in here and clean this up, the onions are growing nice and tall, and hopefully that means we're going to have a good yield. And then right next door, the potatoes. I could not believe we had blooms on our potatoes already. So I really don't know what that means. I feel like it's quite early for that to happen. Hopefully we're going to have a good harvest, but I mean, they're definitely beautiful plants, if nothing else. Guys, it's a wrap for today. It's not perfect, but I did get a lot of the weeds out. Makes you feel a little bit better about things, and now I see the room I have to plant some extra vegetables. So I think I will sow some more beans, maybe some more corn over here, and some more beans in this row because we only have 2 shoots. We did have 3. I accidentally stepped on one. So now we have 2 in that row. So I'm gonna sow some extra beans. Maybe I'll plant some other things. I think I'm gonna take a trip to my favorite garden center this week. But look at our tomato plants. They look really good now that we got all the weeds out of the way. Very nice. Uh-oh. Got some visitors. I know, better get them out of here. Okay, no ma'am. No ma'am, let's go this way before you pull my corn up. Come on. That was close. I hope she didn't pull any of the corn up, but they saw that door open and they took an opportunity. Anyway, happy with the way it looks now. Going to call it a day in the garden, but I'll keep you posted on what I decide to put in here. And here's a look at our chickens. They're free ranging a little bit this afternoon. And now back to our pizza. And since I recently did a video on this Pioneer Woman pizza crust, I'm just going to link that in the description box below. But this is one of our easier go-to dinners. And since we had a house guest that liked homemade pizza, I knew it would be the perfect thing to serve this week. I also just fixed a simple salad to go along with it. And I thought I would just go ahead and add the footage in here just so you can enjoy the process. But be sure to check out that recipe because it's definitely a good one. So I'm holding on to it while I finish up this video. But I'm liking what the roses look like. I think deadheading them is just a great way to make your new blooms look so vibrant and healthy. And it also helps your rose bush to continue to produce. So take the time to do that. It does take some time, but it's very rewarding. Well, it's been a few days since we got back from vacation, and we're starting to get our strength and energy back, because a Disney vacation is like none other. You don't really come back feeling relaxed. You come back feeling like you need another vacation, because you just go, go, go. Or if you're like us, you go, 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 because you want to take it all in while you're there. So we've had to really readjust to life here, but it's just, there's no place like home. To me, it's just wonderful to be back in our environment, taking care of all of God's beautiful creation, and try not to get blown away in the process. But that pizza, y'all, was delicious, always a hit. I'm just not very good at filming the family enjoying it. So take it from me, you just have to believe me that it was good. And if you want to try that recipe, I will link it down below in the description box. But until next time, I hope that you'll remember to live simply, use what you have, enjoy the moments you've been given. I will see you very soon in the next one. Take care, my friends.